Hi there, I'm Bum Cheese Lord 69, and welcome to my first video on the discoveries in Soy Row and Wingsuit Sabotuer 1. Today I'd like to talk about how I'd have done side hustles and criminal ventures differently in Soy Row. For starters, instead of the crappy Soy Row side hustles, you'd have the taxi, fire truck, ambulance, and tow truck diversions from Saints Row 2. They'd be unlocked right away as something you could simply do in the open world by stealing the corresponding vehicle. And hoeing locations would be unlocked after completing the mission Making Rent. Completing the mission Making Rent would also add various illegal racing diversions to the map. I would, however, keep the atches, but get rid of the stupid Yelp reviewer nonsense, because who doesn't love a good survival? As for criminal ventures, they'd all be unlocked after completing the mission A Piece of the Action, except for Planet Saints, which would be unlocked after completing the mission that adds random homies to your gang. There'd be no Empire table or missions to unlock the next tier of your criminal empire, and criminal ventures would just be somewhere you could go to place one in an empty lot somewhere on the map if you had the money. Also, Saints Tower, Castle Sandy Kraken, and Was Yours Repo would be replaced by something cooler and more interesting, like Nobody Loves Me, or a cat cafe that's a front for a brothel. Insert pussy jokes here. Criminal Ventures would have 3 initial tiers for completion, and would add classic Saints Row activities to the map, like snatch, escort, trafficking, trailblazing, insurance fraud, various mayhems, demolition derby, septic avenger, fight club, crowd control, and fuzz. Completing the 3 tiers and setting up your gang would unlock threats around your criminal ventures in the neighborhoods. Eliminating the threats would unlock a stronghold mission, and completing that reward increased hourly income and partial control of the neighborhood. Completing the stronghold mission would also unlock a mission corresponding to the enemy faction that controls the neighborhood. Completing that mission would unlock full control of the neighborhood and maximum hourly income from the criminal venture there. Partial missions wouldn't unlock until after you defeated the 3 gangs led by Sergio, the Collective, and Nawali. Additionally, you'd have to complete a mission that unlocks the 5th member of the Purple Soy Boys. Additionally, there'd be a streaming diversion that would have you playing various games for money, including Zombie Uprising, Saints of Rage, and others. There would also be stunt jumps and barnstormings hidden around the map, because it seems like a weird omission that we don't have those since we have ramps all over the map, so why not have stunt jumps and barnstormings? Not only would want to have targets be open world diversions instead of missions, but completing vehicle thefts for red jobs would unlock vehicle thefts for chop shops around the city. Not only would hostage taking, vehicle surfing, and streaking be diversions, but you'd also be able to rob stores and mug people, and you'd be able to mug them for their clothing as well as their money. As for challenges, they'd be worth money and respect. That's right, you heard me, I said respect, not XP. And you'd have all the challenges available to you that you can actually complete, while challenges you can't complete would be hidden until you can actually complete them. You would also be able to trigger a drive-by diversion, accessible by shooting enemy gang members while driving down the street. One of the reasons I say this game is Soy Row and not Saints Row is the lack of great open-world content to enjoy, like the iconic Saints Row activities and diversions that Saints Row fans know and love. At the heart of any Saints Row game is a big, beautiful open world with a bounty full of fun things for the player to see and do, far beyond what most other games have. It's why Saints Row games stand head and shoulders above other open-world crime games, and indeed, beyond what most open-world games have to offer. This is true most of all of Saints Row 2, which is why I pity those who've only ever experienced the reboots, and think that that is Saints Row. They've never known the glory and majesty of what a real Saints Row game could and should always be, because the reboot falls badly short of the Saints Row standard for fun, open world content for the player to enjoy. The reboot was a chance to bring back all of the beloved Saints Row goodness that fans have been wanting for years. Instead, they went out of their way to purge the reboot of almost everything remotely recognizably iconically Saints Row, and that makes me truly sad. To those playing the reboot, I say this. Play the original franchise games if you want to know what Saints Row really is. But I hope these images were helpful to you. To whatever developers Deep Silver snookers into making the next game in the Saints Row IP, I say this. I hope this discussion was informative, and I hope it helps you make the next Saints Row game the masterpiece it deserves to be. To fans of the real Saints Row, I say this. Saints Row can never truly die, but we must always keep the true Saints Row alive in our hearts and minds, for that is the only way it can ever return. Now, as promised, here's the Wingsuit Sabotuer portion of the video, so let's rip the band-aid off.
Long time no see. How you been?
Good. I mean, great.
I hear you're now gainfully employed.
Yeah, but, could always use a little extra on the side.
Yeah, because
What are
it's
you up
always a
to?
good idea to
Consulting.
commit crime
Got
on
a
the
big
side
client in
while
the telecom
gainfully
sector.
employed by a private
Telecom,
security
huh?
firm that
You
upholds
interested?
the law. Those
Don't
two
really
things
know
couldn't
much about
possibly conflict
telecom.
and get me
No,
fired.
trust me, this work is right up your alley. Still got your wingsuit?
Yeah, but I'm a little rusty.
Don't worry, we'll go over
That's
the basics.
okay.
You in?
Wingsuit
I
mechanics
don't
in this
even
game
know
are
what we're
terrible
doing.
anyway.
Come on.
No one will know the
Let's go for a ride.
difference.
The target is a set of receiver dishes on the rooftops below. You'll wingsuit to each target area and destroy the dishes. We have equipped you with satchel charges for this purpose. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Good.
The thing I hate most about Wingsuit Saboteur isn't the terrible wingsuit mechanics. Don't get me wrong,
One more
those are
thing.
bad enough
We need
as
to
is.
finish this job
But it's
before
the
time
Wingsuit
runs out.
Saboteur
If
isn't
we
the
miss our
Saints
window,
Row
we gotta scrub the
idea.
whole operation.
The wingsuit idea was stolen from a franchise that did it much better called Just Cause. But because those games were popular, developers stole it and put it into Soy Row. It's part of a larger fundamental problem with Soy Row. Instead of using things that make Saints Row unique, developers stole from other popular games like Just Cause and Fortnite instead of letting Saints Row be Saints Row. Then there's the problem with Wingsuit Saboteur in particular.
You cleared the
It's
first
boring and
area.
repetitive. You land on the rooftop, kill all the enemies, plant the charges, detonate them, then you go over to the weather monitoring station and launch yourself into the wingsuit to fly to the
2
next
minutes.
rooftop. Rinse, repeat. You bored
I can
yet?
use this tower to get a little more height. Oh, God!
And don't even think of looking at my skirt while I'm doing this. The developers took care of that. Also, remember when the wingsuit was supposed to be completely optional? Funny how that didn't end up being true.
Nice one. Ah!
time to spare. Nice work.
So this is how they do it now in the telecom business.
The market's very competitive.
Seriously?
Don't ask too many questions, just enjoy the paycheck.
Well, that was the first Wingsuit Saboteur. It's over now, so you can all wake up from the naps you were taking. Well, that'll just about be the end of the video. So for now, I'm sorry for making you watch this. Download, comment, like, share, subscribe. I hope you're infotained. Team with the reboot. Let's make Saints Row 5, and I'll see you on the next video. Giddy giddy boing boing.